China opposed invasion of Afghanistan. It doesn't stop the United States from staying there for 20 years. Similarly, in Iraq, it doesn't stop them. In fact, most recently, the biggest, most strategic ally of China in the Central Asia is Iran. China vehemently, strongly stopped Trump or the US from invading Iran for whatever reason. Yet, Trump bombed Iranian nuclear facility and nothing, they did nothing, absolutely. Look at Gaza. China was strongly against the genocide in Gaza. And US has been consistently, in addition to other partners, listed as supporting countries to help us in eradication of terrorism. And don't forget, it is a United Nations Convention on Counterterrorism that empowers the United States to become the global front or focal point in fighting against terrorism. And wherever a word terrorism was defined in a given area, that means US have right to protect. They call it a responsibility to protect R2P.
So with this narration, it means that Donald Trump has the right to deploy military assistance to Nigeria to stop the terrorism that Nigerian government has been pampering and massaging, and many lives has been lost. Let's continue watching the video.
They have right to invoke that R2P to get into that country and destroy that terrorism. Yeah. So what we should show in our own case in Nigeria is that we should show commitment and willingness to partner to eliminate the threat of terrorism, not completely condemn a hand that is coming to help us and then put a motion forward. Yeah, the truth of the matter is why it became a polarizing statement is because there is a religious connotation to it. Since if you look at Donald Trump's speech, he mentioned Christian genocide that naturally would trigger an impulsive response from the Muslim side. Meanwhile, when you look at the core issue that triggers the so-called Christian genocide was because Christians were the ones that made the report. Had the Muslim done the same thing, it could have been that they would also include Muslim genocide, Christian and Muslim genocide, but Muslim organization didn't go to report it. And that's basically where the issue is.
But it looks like the Muslims will not report the killing of human beings as terrorism because they support it. Look at Sheikh Gumi is a negotiator with terrorists. The Nigerian government that is led by Muslims has not and have never prosecuted any terrorist in Nigeria because they support them. Look at what Gumi is saying. Gumi said US bombing of bandits in Nigeria will worsen killing. Best solution is to negotiate with them. That's the Sheikh. So you support terrorism. We don't support terrorism. Now let me take you to another one. The Kaduna State just yesterday offered bandits education, healthcare as an initiative to end insecurity. You don't negotiate with terrorists. You eliminate them. So we the Christians, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and that's how we have to report to the powers that be so that they can help to stop it.
And on China coming on board is just a factor of strategic rivalry. Wherever US goes to the west, China will naturally go to the east. But it has no any bearing upon the stand of the United States when they want to project their national interests. You've seen it historically. China opposed invasion of Afghanistan. It doesn't stop the United States from staying there for 20 years. Similarly, in Iraq, it doesn't stop them. In fact, most recently, the biggest, most strategic ally of China in the Central Asia is Iran. China vehemently, strongly stopped Trump or the US from invading Iran for whatever reason. Yet, Trump bombed Iranian nuclear facility and nothing, they did nothing, absolutely. Look at Gaza. China was strongly against the genocide in Gaza, but they couldn't do nothing. So just strategic rivalry. So anybody that is thinking that if China is talking, it's like China is coming to fight on our behalf, should US decide to invade Nigeria, he's just making
I think this guy has made a lot of points. And I also think that Nigerians from the north especially should get some understanding and knowledge on this international politics. The insecurity in Nigeria is self-inflicted and sponsored by our government, and the government cannot stop and end it. We need this external military intervention from United States for this insecurity to end. If you think this is not right, please drop your opinions on the comment section while we'll continue with this video. Because whether you like it or not, America is coming. Nobody, not even China, just like you have heard, can stop them from coming. Trump does what he says and says what he does. And see them, they are coming, oh.